Chelsea Football Club, Xavi Simons picks us. However, we need to agree a fee with Leipzig. Furthermore, Nicholas Jackson, the rumours aren't going away. Manchester United fans, you better buckle up because the fee that's put on Nicholas Jackson is ridiculous. However, he's open to the move. And Garnacho's not going away, and we need to talk about him. I can't keep avoiding him because I don't want it to happen, but Alejandro Garnacho to Chelsea, the links aren't going away. I need to tell you about it. Then, there's a big story coming out that I think is nonsense, and it was backed up that it was nonsense. And I need to show you guys how to spot these rubbish claims because a lot of people had a meltdown about it. Mbeumo, apparently Chelsea put in a late bid in to try hijack it. I'm going to tell you why that's nonsense, and you need to ignore stories like this in the future. We've got 2 updates on Mark Guiu and why Chelsea are refusing to sell him and they want him to go on loan to a specific country, and Caleb Wiley. American people will know who he is. Most of the Chelsea fan base will have no clue who he is, but I'll tell you now, he's gone on loan to Watford. I'll break it down, we'll get into the little details, but before we get started, hit that like button. 1,500 likes is what we're aiming for. Do it now, you will forget, it's free. Don't tell no one, but it's free. And finally, we're like 150 people away from 42,000. Can you please subscribe? It really helps the channel out. It pushes it to more people. More people realize it. Gives validation that, hey, this might be a decent channel. Let me stick around. So do me a favor. Do it now. Xavi Simons to Chelsea looks like it's going to happen. And at this moment in time, the news is heating up to the point where it went from sizzling to bubbling to dashing the pasta in. And this is the stage we're in now because the player has basically picked us. And this news is coming out from Fabrizio where the player wants Chelsea. The player's spoken to his camp. Chelsea are holding talks with his brother and his camp, and this is getting to the point now where they just need to agree a fee and personal terms won't be difficult. At this moment in time, Bayern Munich are interested in him, with Max Erbel deciding whether they're going to go in. Arsenal Football Club have been offered his services by Ali Barat as well, but Chelsea are in pole position. That for me is music to my ears. That for me is highlighting that we're no longer that joke of a club that we were 2 summers ago where you go in for Elise, Bayern Munich slap you on your head. You go in for a player, Arsenal are getting preferential treatment. You're going for another player, you need to pay him over the odds to get the player. We are finally coming back to a position where we're an attractive prospect. Fabrizio also added, it's going to be lower than the 60 million reported. It won't be 60 million pounds, it will be lower. At least that's the feeling that he's getting. He said this to DAZN. The next part of the story highlights why we are getting so much attractiveness. And this is coming from Matt Law. Matt Law said there's been a flip. Players from abroad are viewing Chelsea in a different light. Qualification to the Champions League and winning the Club World Cup has elevated the status of the club. It has made the club almost reassure the outside world, we're good, we're fine. We had a 2-year blip. We finished 12th, we finished 6th, but guess what? We're back in the Champions League, we won 2 trophies, and we're cooking with oil again. Don't worry, we're not using water anymore, we're on oil now, alright? Oil money is back, baby. The key here is not to stop. We've acquired a bunch of talent, we need to keep doing this. We need to go and make sure we're winning. We need to make sure that we're building heritage. And the most important part here is we need to make sure that these young kids that are growing up through these academies now view Chelsea in a specific lens. Victory. And if I go there, I make it, brilliant. If I go there, I will make it in football. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. We're going in the right direction. I'm telling you now, we're going to most probably secure this deal by the end of the week. The next deal is regarding Nicholas Jackson. So for those of you that don't know, Nicholas Jackson is basically available to leave. Chelsea Football Club are making this abundantly clear with the stories that we're hearing. And I think the most important thing here is Chelsea Football Club aren't hiding it. They're coming through Fabrizio, who is an important player. They still value him. They think he can have a position in the squad. However, all we keep hearing is Manchester United are interested in Nicholas Jackson. Manchester United want Nicholas Jackson. Manchester United would be entertaining him. He's one of the 3 players on his list. And we know Chelsea and Manchester United, they talk all the time. They try to get deals done all the time. But, and this is where it gets interesting, news is coming out now that from Rahim Osman, sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, my friend, very good journalist when it comes to especially the Jackson camp. He definitely has a source there. He definitely knows somebody there because the detail he gives can only be coming from the players' camp. The detail is, number 1, Jackson has rejected Napoli and AC Milan. He's not interested in moving to the Italian league. Firstly, that is wild to me. On what ground does he not want to go and play in Italy? First, Napoli is a beautiful place. Milan's one of my favorite cities I've ever been to. AC Milan is an amazing club. Genuinely, I don't know why he is turning down the opportunity to go there, but it's his decision. He would be interested in a move to Manchester United, and Manchester United have him on the list. The next bit of information is something we haven't heard, but this is concrete guarantee that Aston Villa are interested in the player and have asked to be notified if any negotiations start or a fee is accepted. Brilliant. We're going to get a little tug of war between us in the middle, and on either side, Manchester United and Aston Villa trying to pay over the odds for our player. Brilliant. That's exactly what we wanted. More news has come out though that I don't like, and this has come from Mr. Fabrizio. Garnacho is still an interest of Chelsea's. I don't like this. This story's not going away. Part of the reason why I want Xavi Simons more is so that I'm praying this story dies. Look, Chelsea Football Club are Opportunity FC. If we have a world where we can get Garnacho for 40 million, the way they look at it is 21 years old. He scored a lot of goals for Manchester United. I think he got 21 GNA in 1 year as well. He's played nearly 100 games. This is allegedly an £80 million talent. We just need to get the variables spot on and calibrate. I don't want Garnacho. Do I think Garnacho is a good player? No, I don't think so. I'm not even going to lie to you, right? I was going to sit here and what? You thought I was going to tell you guys that he's a good player, we should give him an opportunity, I'm being too harsh. No, I think he's trash. Genuinely, offer him for £5 million, I wouldn't want him. Give me him on a free transfer. I don't want Garnacho. I just don't think Garnacho is a good enough player for Chelsea Football Club where we're trying to go. If I was an Aston Villa fan, yeah. If I was a Spurs fan, yeah. God forbid. If I was a Spurs fan, what a stupid statement to make. But you get the gist here. You get the gist here. For me, Garnacho, no go. I'm not interested. You lot let me know in the comments. Would you take Garnacho for 40 million? I know it's controversial. Chat, don't cook anyone that says yes. Don't do it. What I love is when journalists start doing stupid nonsense to almost get clicks, right? Because what happened was Chris Wheeler wrote an article that Chelsea put in a late bid for Mbeumo when Manchester United still secured the player because the player only wanted to join them and only had eyes for them. Firstly, that's nonsense because Chelsea aren't the same club they were 2 years ago. It wasn't let me copy your homework vibe. It wasn't, oh, Manchester United getting someone, we'll go steal their homework. Why? Because they're no longer competitive. Broski, you finished 15th, 16th. We finished in the top 4, won the Club World Cup and the Conference League. Yes, we pick up trophies. You're battling in relegation spots. I'm sorry, we don't shop at the same table. All right? You're eating ordinary steak, we're eating wagyu. It's different, all right, over here. The reality is, TalkSport came out and said Chelsea did not make a bid. It is not true, and it's obvious as day. What this was Manchester United putting a brief out that, look, we've got our first choice. He is a tremendous player. We are super excited to have him. And in the meantime, let's dunk on one of our rivals by making up a story that is believable that we beat other clubs to this. Why would we want Mbeumo when we already have Estevao and Neto and we're actively going for someone for the left wing? Make it make sense. Next time, be a bit more creative. Maybe put an Aston Villa. Maybe go and put a Spurs. You know, be a bit more creative. Make it make sense. Can't use us every time. I'm sorry. We're not that club. I know in the past we were. I know in the past we loved to steal your girl. We were literally Trey Songz, Mr. Steal Your Girl. But the reality is we've changed. We're rehabilitated and we're married now. We're loyal. We have our own targets. We go that way. Mark Guiu. That's a name I know you lot didn't think to talk about. Look, there's a lot of news out there that we've already spoken about. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm not going to waste my time regurgitating news and making you lot bored, because we can easily sit and talk about Felix and say, oh my god, Chelsea want 40 million for him. We could talk about Sterling. There's a mysterious club that wants 20 million for him. I'll believe it when I see it. Nkunku's price has dropped and Renato Vega's agreed personal terms with Atletico again. I'm not doing that. Unless there is genuine news that is credible, that there's actual developments, we're not going to cover it. Why am I going to waste your time? I don't disrespect you lot in that way to waste your time. And it's just boring. Do you know what I mean? I try to deliver good content that makes you guys want to watch, And it benefits me, because if you lot get bored, you run away somewhere else, my retention drops. So what I do is I work my ass off, I deliver reliable content, you lot keep coming back because you get your fix in 15 minutes, your favorite dietitian, and you know how it is. But before we can continue, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. 150 away from 42k, do your thing. But Gio time. Look, when we signed the lap, there was a lot of rumours that we wanted to loan him, Gio, to Ipswich. That's gone quiet. What's happened, according to reports that are coming out, is that clubs have been trying to buy Gio off us. I'm not surprised. And I'm going to explain to you why. Gio had an up and down season. My boy Don, for those of you that don't know Don, very good YouTube channel, CFC Don. He is convinced Gio's as good as Jackson and should have been given a chance. I don't see it in that way, but what I do see is that Gio is a good player. He needs minutes, he needs development, and one day he might become a great player and ready for Chelsea. We don't know, right? The only way we're going to find out is if he plays. Clubs want to take that gamble. They know that we signed him for 7 million euros. Guess what happens? They can give us 10, 15. Chelsea are going to make a great profit. But Chelsea believe he can be better. So Chelsea are adamant. They don't want to sell. They want to loan only in England. For me, this makes sense. Gio was unlucky because the opportunity that he was going to have was around about 5 to 6 games where he would have been our main guy. And he just got injured. Genuinely, as soon as Jackson got injured, Gio got injured. And once Gio got injured, we were screwed. And the reason we were screwed is because then we had to play Pedro Neto in a 9 position. And Neto almost re-evaluated his whole career at Chelsea once he played there. The fans got behind him. He scored a few important goals. He got some confidence. And all of a sudden, Neto's a new player that everyone's fond of. So you get the gist, right? Gio most probably will go on loan in England. We're not going to waste an international spot on him. But I like it. This is something I really like. Another player has now left Chelsea on loan and has joined Watford. So for those of you that don't know, Caleb Wiley has now gone on loan to Watford. What happened was the player originally was a signing for Strasbourg. Chelsea acquired his services, loaned him to Strasbourg, cut the loan, sent another player to Strasbourg, and Wiley ended up going on loan to Watford. One of the reasons they cut the loan was because Wiley got injured. I think he had a dislocated shoulder that they had to work on. There was no point keeping him there. Chelsea have better medical facilities, and that's how it happened. In the meantime, though, he had a very good, decent start at Strasbourg. Went to Watford, and for a player that nobody really knows much about, really done good in the Championship. And you know, a lot of people are going to say, Alex, why'd you care? It's Caleb Wiley. Yo, Caleb Wiley is a person, Caleb Wiley is a footballer, and he's a Chelsea player. So we're going to respect him and talk about him in the right according light. More importantly, Caleb Wiley has done a good job at Watford to the point they want him back. He's going to go and play regular football, and then we're going to see if we can flip him. I think we signed him for like 10 million euros. I think this is a big opportunity for him. Look, he's not going to go to the World Cup next year in front of Robinson, but maybe he can go as a backup. Maybe he can go and develop there, and maybe he can make a statement at the World Cup as a backup, and all of a sudden we get a big fee. Who knows? We might move to a left-back system where this guy can play. And a lot of you are going to ask me, what kind of player is he? Do you know Anthony Robinson at Fulham? He's a B-Tech version of him. A very simple version. And I think players like that have a lot of space in the English game and will get a career moving forward. He just needs to go and impress at Watford. Good on him. I'm really proud of him. It is what it is. Listen, guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, we're super close to 42,000. I wish it was 142,000. Peace out. I'm out. Have a lovely day. Bye.